Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and this is your tip of the week. This is panel fabric, and it's usually fabric that's printed with some type of a scenery on it, a theme of some type that's complete, and it's kind of telling a story. This one has a Christmas theme to it. I bought this many years ago, so let me show you another example. This is one I just recently purchased, and this is obviously, as you can tell, is a Christmas tree. And what I liked about this is that it's complete. All you need to do is finish off the edges. I bought this because I thought it would make a great wall hanging. So if you're someone who has a really tiny place you live in, you don't have much room for a big old Christmas tree, you could do something like this if you have the wall space and hang it up on the wall. When you look closely at this panel fabric, it has a lot of metallic gold printed throughout the background and also on the tree itself. So if you're going to add any kind of border to this, you need to make sure that you select fabrics that have metallic on it. Otherwise, it's not going to be very balanced. It's going to look funny. It's not going to look very nice. For instance, the first panel I showed you had really dull colors. This has really bright with a lot of gold and metallic in it. So let's say you wanted to put a lot of squares around this quilt, like you see with the panel fabric quilt up on the wall. It's got squares. You could buy a fat quarter pack that's got metallic on it. These are all coordinated and they would go really well with this. If you wanted to add a strip of fabric around all of the edges that was just simple like this, you didn't want to make it squares, you can also find fabric like this. I often see this design most Christmases in the fabric stores during the holiday season. And this particular one, even though it's a little yellow, there's still a lot of yellow in this quilt. So this piece of fabric would make a nice little border along with the fat quarter pack making squares. Now, this one here has a fall theme to it. I also just recently purchased this one too. And I thought it was so cute. I like the owls and I like the pumpkins. Now, when you get these panel fabrics, you don't have to go real crazy and do a really fancy border. Let me show you a sample of panel fabric that has just a really simple border on it. I was going to show you a sample of a panel fabric that had a fall theme on it, but I pulled out the wrong storage container, so I couldn't locate it just yet. But here is a panel fabric. It has a sewing machine theme to it. And what I mean by a simple border is you can add strips of fabric all the way around, and then add another strip of fabric if you want, and that could be your quilt. If you wanted to make it bigger, you could keep going and adding more and more strips of fabric going all the way around. You can keep adding as many borders as you like until you get it to the size that you want. Where can you get panel fabric? Usually your quilt fabric shops will have some. The smaller shops, you might only find one or two in there. Your larger shops, you might find a lot more. My favorite place to buy panel fabric is on Etsy.com, ETSY.com. When you go there, in the little search block, enter the type of panel fabric you want. For instance, if you want Christmas panel fabric, just say Christmas panel fabric. Or if you want a Christmas tree panel fabric, say that, and all kinds of options will show up. You can do it for any season, any type of project that you want to do. I even saw panel fabric that had pre-printed placemats on it, and there were 4 placemats printed on each piece of panel fabric. This is a table runner that the top piece is all scrap fabric, and they are stitched randomly together. There's no two sections that were made exactly the same. So I wanted to make kind of a greenish spring type table runner. So this is a block, and this is a block, and so forth. Even the blocks are different sizes. I cut them down to a particular size and then stitched them together and then finished off. So all you really need to do is go through your scrap pile. Like this is a bunch of fall fabric. So you could just take a piece, cut a piece off of this and stitch one on. Then you could kind of go at an angle and stitch another one on. And you just keep going, stitching these on in random directions. And then once you got it to a usable size, you would trim it off into a specific size that you determine. And then you can attach all of the little blocks together and make yourself a nice table runner. Now, I like to cross stitch, and I know many of you told me you like it too, and some of you even do embroidery. Here is a little tip if you want to make some really simple Christmas tree ornaments. I took small pieces of Aida cloth that I had left over from other projects, put family members' names in here. Parker is my little grandson. Then put binding on the edges. You can buy bias tape is what it is, fold over bias tape to cover the edges. This is ribbon that I cut a small strip for a loop, and I just hot glued it on these socks. And you can buy socks in large packages that have a Christmas theme to it. Then here is a pillow that I made. Well, it's got cows all over it. And I wanted to enhance it a little bit with one of my cross stitch projects. So I selected the same color of thread that's on this pillow that I made, created this little pattern from little cross stitch books that I have, then stitched it on here. And before I stitched it, I pulled out all of the different Aida cloth threads, about an inch long, to give it this little fringe. And so you can make a really nice decorative pillow with just a small cross-stitch design that you made. Every week I get people asking me, more scrapbusters, please. Well, here is a pin cushion that started out with 2 squares. And how you get it in this little design is you kind of fold the fabric in a different way. It's only 2 squares. I know it looks like 4 here, but it's only 2. And if you fold it correctly, it will come out like this. So make sure you understand that part. If it doesn't come out like this, you folded it wrong, okay? Here is a little zipper pouch. If you've been wanting to learn how to put zippers in things, this is a good little project to start with. Takes just a little bit of fabric. This was probably a 6 by 8 inch piece of fabric. Stitched it on. You can put a little loop on it if you want, and then you can hang it on the inside of your purse. If you're going to buy zippers, I buy mine at Walmart. Not all Walmart will have them. They sell the small zippers there really cheap. So buy a few and practice with this. You need to put your zipper foot on though when you're doing it. So I will have links to these cross-stitch projects and these little scrapbuster projects. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tip of the week and that you learned something new. I also hope you start working with panel fabric. It is my favorite way to make a quilt because it is so quick. So if you want to get to any of those links of things that I've talked about, scroll down to the description section, click on the word more, and it will expand open and you will see a variety of links appearing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.